And she's back. It's time for another round of the most exciting, the most thrilling, the most unbelievable relationship advice column, video log, whatever thingy that you've ever seen, which probably really the competition for such a thing is probably not too high. But I'm glad to see everybody here on this wonderful Tuesday night. I hope everybody had a good weekend and, did their thing to remember Dr. Martin Luther King yesterday, celebrating what would have been his 90th birthday. So, you know, yeah, I put that intro together myself. See, sometimes my creativity works and I just be on it. It just happens. But, I was trying to design a new graphic for February. It did not happen. I've been struggling. I struggled. Finally, I gave up and I went and I just hired somebody to do it. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. So, and they're also going to redesign the banner at the top of my YouTube channel because I did that. It was temporary 2 years ago. I just put something up there and then I kind of forgot about it. And I looked at it the other day and I was like, this is awful. What in the world? So he's going to redo that too. So I'm like, whatever, just make it look good. So as soon as, the graphics will come, so I'm going to start making the videos for February. And for those of you who don't know what February is, if you're new here or you forgot or you just didn't know, every year, this will be the third annual one. In the month of February, I do a video a day. It kicks my ass, but it's something I try to do. It's like a tradition around here. So every day, there'll be a new video up. Um, I don't know if there'll be a consistent time, but it will be up. That's all I'm gonna promise. It's gonna be a video. And I wanted to also, one of the moderators, Van, suggested that I kind of lay out some ground rules because there's a lot of new people coming to the channel and they're coming in acting in ways that they probably get away with in other places, but we don't tolerate that here. And she thought it might be good too because then that way it's set out and then the moderators can back it up and people can't say they didn't know. So this is the rules that we follow here. We have a topic. Okay, now we only will be talking about that topic. So anyone who comes in, especially a dude, and tries to derail the conversation, I request, ladies, do not feed the trolls. Okay, they're just coming in. They want to get attention away from what we're talking about as women to what they want to talk about as men. It never fails. They've been doing this shit since I was on social media, like way back on AOL days. They started doing it then, and it's even worse now. So you guys be very careful with that. If some guy comes in, he's talking some smack about some bullshit, I will respond to him. Don't you respond. I will respond, and then that will be it. And after that, if he keeps it up, then the moderators, please, I request that you block that person because, they might say something that's kind of related to the topic. I'll respond, and then if they can come back with some more bullshit, just block them. You have my permission, you have my encouragement, you have my full support in pressing that block user button. As far as asking questions, please submit your questions for dating advice through the advice submission process. I'll go over this again at the end of the video because I don't accept them just, posted like this unless that is the show, which we will be doing some of those in the month of February. So if you have some questions, just save them till then. I'll let you know what those days are, and I'll just be sitting here answering questions. That's what I will do. And other than that, there's no name calling, there's no sexism. If you come in here and you start talking about women this and them and that, and women do it too, or any of that kind of shit, I don't want to hear that. If we're talking about men, that's what we're going to be talking about. If we're talking about women, that's what we're talking about. So, just stay on topic. And moderators, if you see somebody doing that, well, what about women? All that stuff, just block them. I don't even need to say anything about it. It's point. I mean, you have full reign there. Just block them. So we want to stay on the topic. I'm only here for a maximum of 90 minutes, okay? So we don't have a lot of time to waste with stupidity. So there you go. Those are my rules. So let me start. Also, I like to do. I started a couple of weeks ago reading the thank you letters that have come into the channel. Because I used to see them, people would send them in an email or whatever, and I would, just pretty much keep them to myself. But you guys are very supportive, and it's a lot of the thank you, it's not just about me, it's about the support that they get from you too. So I want to share what the people's experience is when they come to our chats and when they come to the show. Okay, so here's the letters for this week. This young woman, Sage Words 3 is her name. She says she requests that people support this channel and advise her. I tell all my associates about you. Deb, I purchased your book and I contributed through PayPal. I've gotten more from your channel than from any other source. Women should pay tithes to you. Well, they kind of do, I guess, if you're a Patreon supporter. Thanks for being direct, raw, and uncoding the BS. I thought that was very nice. Serene Carroll posted under the man pleaser video from about 2 weeks ago. Another one, home run out the park. Thank you for all that you give. Tammy Marie under the texting games video says, thank you. I really needed to hear this. It makes so much sense. And Nikki under the male entitlement video posted, this channel has saved my ass. Thank you, Deborah. And the last one is Nandu Umchunu. She posted under the video is marriage worth the trouble for single women. And she says, I'm grateful I came across this message as it has validated all my thoughts. I have just dodged a bullet from my baby daddy that I thought was the one. And now since we are broken up, all the red flags are up in my face. I'm so happy he's not the one. Going forward, I'm going to be very selective on who I date and choose as my partner. Oh God, I have learnt the hard way. I was just nodding throughout this whole video. Thank you from South Africa. So you see, we get people in from all over the globe here. Women of all nationalities. Everybody is welcome. Like I said, my primary audience and my focus when I first started was focusing on African American and interracial relationships with African Americans because nobody was doing that. So I had to market to myself for probably about 10 years, and then other people, started gradually coming on board. But my focus is and always will be on women. And, there are particular issues that black women have to face that other nationalities either don't or don't to the degree that we do. And so I will always, have that special place in my heart. But I'm saying, any woman, you could be from Mars and be female. If you can come here and find some way to help yourself deal with the Martian men, honey, come on. That's all I got to say. Somebody's sick. I'm still coughing. I am still coughing. This weekend was my third weekend in the bed coughing. I'm telling you, I think maybe I have to go back to the doctor. Maybe I have a disease. Debitis, like inflammation of the throat from talking so much shit. It's like my throat is inflamed. No, Tanya. I get to the topic when I fucking please. You don't tell me what to do. This is my show. You don't like it? Bye. These people, who these people think they are? Oh, yeah, I've been doing that, Candace, but I don't know. It hasn't really helped. So let me see how many questions do we have this week. Last week I forgot to check until I was already in it. Okay, 12 questions. Not too bad. All right, let's get this going here. Moonshine. All right, this question is from a dude. He's in the 35 to 45 age group from the UK. Please excuse my apparent ignorance. Until fairly recently, I was married and I haven't dated in years. I signed up to a popular dating website. A short while ago, I came across a profile of a lady who I later found out lives locally to me. I liked her pictures and her description, but I couldn't message her as her mail settings put me just outside her preferred age range. Anyway, a few weeks later, I was in a bar and I recognized that woman that worked there as being the one from the dating site. I didn't get a chance to say much as it was busy, but I did ask if it was her, which she confirmed. As I stated before, I've not dated for a very long time and I had no real idea what to say, so I asked her how she was finding it. She said she didn't get on well with it, full of weirdos just after one thing. I didn't push it further. Perhaps I should have. She since told me that she deleted her profile, but I know she's still single and looking. I've seen her in the bar a few times since then and we chatted. I'm not outright told her I'm interested, though I'm sure she knows. I made a few nice comments, little hints, and she hasn't rebuffed me. A colleague of hers told me that she likes me. What I'd like to ask you, Deb, is this. Valentine's Day is coming up soon. I'd like to send her some flowers. I wouldn't sign them, but I'd write a comment on the card that was something I said to her that she liked, so I'm sure she'd know they are from me. Do you think this would be okay as an icebreaker? I'm hoping it would help open up the conversation towards asking her for a date. If not, what advice would you give to someone who, although isn't shy, is slightly introverted and has been until recently off the market for quite a few years? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you're so cute. That's cute. What I'm gonna say is, sending the flowers. I don't know how. As a woman, I don't know if I'd like that too much. And shut up, bedwitch. and well, that would kind of make me feel a little icky. I mean, especially since you already see the woman, why not? You don't have to send her like no whole bunch of flowers, but maybe like a rose and a card. Like saying hoping that things look up for you. It'd be nice if you hand wrote it and said whatever this nice thing was you said and put it in the card, and then say, I hope that things look up for you. Um, in your romantic life and blah, 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 blah. And then you go into the bar and you give it to her. And then you guys chit chat and then ask her if she has a date for Valentine's Day. And if she doesn't, ask her would she like to go out with you? Or if you could have the honor of taking her out to lunch or dinner or, whatever you want to say. That's how you do it. Do it in person. G up. Come on now. You guys, I mean, I know you've been married for a long time and you've been off the market, but um this she sounds like, I mean, you've already broken the ice. What are you talking about icebreaker? You already broke it by talking to her, every time you go in there and her confessing that she took her profile and off. She's giving you an opening by telling you that. Otherwise she wouldn't have told you that. She's telling you that she's taking herself off the market. So this is a perfect signal for you to step up. If you want to, be that, you that man, then you go in, talk to her, give her the flower, give her the card, and ask her out. Oh my goodness. Now, nobody want to have coffee on Valentine's Day. You better be breaking out for some dinner. And it don't have to be any place expensive because most of the restaurants that are nice are going to be booked anyway. But, they can grab a little snack or something somewhere, maybe a burger. I mean, something casual. But he should ask her out for a Valentine's Day dinner. That's what he should do. And like I said, it does not have to be expensive and no big deal. That's my suggestion anyway. Okay, question number 2. Oh God, another dude. Just like last week, we had a lot of guys. Yeah, that's what I want him to do. Just be upfront. It's, if she's felt like there's a lot of knuckleheads that she met on that site, you need to be the opposite of a knucklehead. Let me just put it that way. So come with it. And you, like you said, you're a little older than what she liked, so what she thought she liked. Let's put it that way. And so you have to show her that you can still be fun, but you're mature and you know how to handle yourself with grace, and you can handle her with some dignity. That's what you out to prove on this date. So come on now. Now this is another guy. He's all 36 to 40, oh, same age group. He's down in Los Angeles. I've not been in this position before, and I need some thoughts on the matter. I'm 36, and I met a 37-year-old while traveling this past summer on the dating app Tinder. Oh God. Isn't that like the hookup app? I have never seen it, by the way. I was only using it to pretty much hook up with people along my trip. I matched with a woman and we chatted for a couple of hours before I turned the conversation sexual. She played along but didn't say too much, and we talked about getting together that evening, but it didn't work out. I sent her a few more dirty messages before bed and blah, blah, blah. So then he met up with her outside her hotel. He used her shower. They had some conversation, and then he kissed her and left. Okay, they showed interest. Fast forward, okay, they slept together. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so fast forward about 5 months and we have not stopped talking. I care about her, and the feeling is mutual for her and even more so on her end. Up until a year ago, she was married for 14 years, and I was in a 9 year marriage that ended a few years ago. She seems very grounded, mature, and respectable. She has been here to my city twice, and it's been great, but I'm having trouble getting past the part about how we met. She explained she has never been with a stranger or someone she didn't know before, and in her mind, she was thinking about sex but never thought she would do it. I really like to move forward with this person, but there's this mental block that is how we met. Why would she simply meet me like that? What would make an otherwise reserved woman do this with me as is out of character? Is this a red flag or one off that was meant to be? How come she doesn't think the same about me? Oh my God, wait a minute. How old is this guy? 36 to 45, and you're still this dumb and childish? Okay, let's talk about how she met you. Okay, you met her the same way, idiot. So if you're gonna be upset at anybody, you can't be having a double standard about it. You want to try to peg her as being some hoe? Your ass is one too. You was the one making sexy innuendo and everything to her first. Okay, let's keep that in mind. You started the shit, so the bigger hoe is you. That's all you was on Tinder for, was to look for hookups, and you happen to hook a fish that you actually like, and now you acting stupid and you don't know how to handle it. I'm gonna suggest this to you. There are so few people in this world that we like and that we get along with, especially when you get in your 30s and 40s. You better stop acting stupid. That's what you better do. You better slap yourself and get yourself together. If you like the woman, then be with the woman. She was married for 14 years. Maybe she just had the 14 years of the same dick, and she saw an opportunity to get some new dick, and so she did it. She was attracted to you. You guys got along, and you guys are in your 40s. Okay, what is the fuck is the problem? You acting like you 12. This is this is just beyond. This is so stupid. Just so childish and retarded. Oh my God. Why would she think the same about you? You know why she don't think the same about you? Because she's a grown up. You're an idiot, an immature fool in an adult body. That's what you are. You better get your shit together, sir. Ugh, and I mean that sarcastically, sir. Sir. Oh my God, he is just a hot mess. You know, just stupid. You know, people in their 40s don't play those kind of games. Okay, if they like you, then they like you. If they want to fuck you, they gonna fuck you. It's not like we're teenagers anymore. Okay. Well, 5 months later, they still, kicking it and stuff. So, I mean, obviously, they like each other. I mean, they just happen to meet on Tinder. You could just happen to meet at work. You could just happen to meet on the bus. I mean, where you meet is irrelevant. It's what happens after you meet that counts. And for them, they happen to find two people that, you know, they get along. You go, yes, honey, sir, said with as much sarcasm as possible, just dripping sarcasm. They don't know what you're talking about. It's just like you say, sir, instead of nigger. Yeah. All right, let's move on to question number three. Finally, a question from a woman. She's in the 19 to 26 age group, and she's from St. Paul. I have heard your advice to people who are jealous because their significant other has a child. Let me start off by saying I am not. I have two very young children from my previous marriage. My boyfriend has one, his son's 4, and it's the center of his world. However, there have been multiple situations over the past 6 months or so since we have brought our kids into our relationship that have just flat out rubbed me the wrong way. Uh-oh. The most recent event being his kid's birthday party. I came up with the idea for and invited my children's playmates because my boyfriend is unsocial and his son doesn't have friends where he lives. He has a son 50% of the time. So at this party, I got 0 kisses or hugs at hello, and there was no goodbye. The party hostesses helped load the car. He and his son took off without a wink or smile or anything. My kids didn't notice, but dear God, how that broke my heart. When he's with his son, it takes hours and hours to get a reply to a text, and it's usually only related to his kid. I have 2 toddlers, one of which has epilepsy. I could take care of one kid with my eyes closed and one arm tied behind my back. His kid is spoiled rotten. He's actually mean to my children most of the time. He refuses to hug them, hello or goodbye. He tattles on them about every 90 seconds, and he tells them things like mine is better, cooler, etc. At 4, he's already this much of an asshole. He has two half siblings and two step siblings on his mom's side, so he should know how to share and how to play nice. He asked me a few weeks ago in front of his dad if I was leaving yet. I had only been there about half an hour. And so then she goes on, she complains some more, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the younger of my kids is 3.5 and has said to me twice that he doesn't want to play with this boy anymore. Once he called him mean. I don't want to force my kids into a bad situation, but I am hoping for the best. My kids adore my boyfriend. I'm hoping something will change. I'm madly in love with this man, but I, on a weekly basis, wonder if we're going to last or if I contemplate ending it. I've tried talking to him about it, but he makes up excuses and tells me he didn't realize he didn't hug me or he forgot to call and all that. If he consistently forgets about those things, doesn't that mean I'm not on his mind? I don't know if this is a sign for me to call it what it is and end things, or if this is just a rough part of the road that we will make it through. What do you think, Deb? I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, once you said that this kid is mistreating your kids and your kids, uh, okay, the younger one is 3.5, so that's younger than his son. You don't say how old your older one is, but parents and their children are a package deal. You got gonna get your boyfriend without this little deadly demon spawn child that he's got, who's probably having some emotional problems because of the separation, the being shuttled back and forth, and these step and half sibling things going on here. That kid is doesn't know where he fits in. So I'm gonna say this to you. I understand that you're frustrated. I understand that you love this man and all this old shit here. But that is that little boy's daddy. That's the only daddy he's got. He might have some stepfather or something, whatever, going on over there. But you don't know what those people are doing to that little boy. You don't know how he's being treated when he's in those situations. You don't know how a 4-year-old is processing all of this. So even though, like I said, on an intellectual level, I understand where you're coming from. On a mother level and a woman level, you full of shit. Step the fuck back. Take your kids, leave that man and his kid alone, because he needs to spend time with that little boy. He don't need to be bothered with your ass and worried about your kids and your feelings and all this other shit. This little boy is in crisis. I mean, it just like jumps off the page at me. He's in trouble. Okay, and that's how he's responding. He's 4. What the fuck you think he's gonna do? He can't really even articulate his feelings. He doesn't even recognize what they are, but they're coming out in his behavior. He's feeling bounced around. He's feeling lost. He's feeling disconnected from the people who are supposed to be there to love and protect him. The kid is in trouble, and you want to judge him. Well, he didn't kiss me, and he just left, and he just all this stuff. You acting like a big ass baby. Oh, this little boy, this little boy needs his daddy. And what you need to do is pack your kids up. Now, she already talked to the boyfriend and she said the boyfriend makes excuses. So that's a wrap. He's not interested in what you're talking about. He's focusing on his son, and that's what he's supposed to do right now. And what you're supposed to do as a mature woman is recognize when something's going on a fight you can't win, and then you step off and you go somewhere else. I know about me. I don't enter battles I can't win. I'm only gonna fight when I know I'm gonna be the victor. This is a situation you ain't gonna win shit except a headache. That's what you're gonna get, and your kids are gonna get their feelings hurt too. If you're not thinking about anything, think about your children. He's telling you they don't want to play with the little boy anymore. That means there's some animosity there. Get your kids away from that situation. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to play a violin, the little baby violin. Oh, I don't know what the daddy it sound like he got his priorities straight. He's focusing on his kid. The one who's confused is her. She wants him to focus on her more, and I really think under the circumstances with this kid, all of this drama and trauma going around this little boy, right now, you need to step back. You need to date somebody who's further along in the recovery period, whose kid is older maybe. But then again, if you have a little girl, don't mess around with nobody who's got a teenager, because that'll just be a problem for your daughter. So, all in all, this is going to be an issue with you and these tiny kids. So you better watch yourself. But right, this is a wrap. Leave this alone. Back up from this and move on. All right. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, he was making excuses, she said. He was making excuses for his son. I don't really know what she expected him to do with the little boy, because like I said, just from the outside looking in, I could see what's going on. And if I were there, um, she's expecting the little boy to give to her. And it's like, you're the adult here. So he's 4. Why don't you just like bring a book and say, come here, so and so, sit in my lap, and let me read you this book. Try to create a relationship with this little boy. Take him for ice cream or something. Hold his hand, take him to the park. Just him and let your kids play, and he can play, and talk to him and stuff. I mean, there's different ways to do things to bring people over to your side. She's not doing that. She's setting this up as a me or him situation. And of course, the father is always, well, a daddy who's about something is going to always choose his child. That's what I'm saying. She's setting herself up for for a disappointment. She can't win this battle. That's a package deal. And I'm happy that the father is, in line with his kid. We need more fathers to do that instead of chasing pussy. Okay, let's do question number 4. This is a woman. She's in the 46 to 55 age group. Oh, cousin, where's she from? I guess it doesn't matter. And this is long, so we can ready to skim this shit. Um, okay, they've been together 6 years. It's been good. They've had their challenges and brief breakups. Among the challenges, his financial situation. Hmm. He's much better now than other years because I helped him budget and his friend gave him a job. He's more careful to make sure he does not overspend on his credit card. However, the reality is that between work and Social Security, how old is this dude? He just about breaks even on bills, including his rent. He has been pressuring me to live with him and move into my house, and I'm very concerned that the precarious financial situation he is in could haunt me. He has very little saved for retirement or a rainy day fund, so this could become part of my problem. However, he is very loving and caring for me and my children and has many other qualities. My daughter lives out of town and she does not care for him at all because she feels he is so wrong for me given his misrepresentations about his finances in the past, but more so because he's in a weak financial position. I'm in a much different position because I've worked and saved money all my life and I've been cautious about spending. So I look forward to a comfortable retirement, but I don't have enough for both of us. My daughter really wants nothing to do with him, and she does live out of town. It's sort of doable, so I don't really bring him up to her when he's over. She says she had surgery. He's been over a few times to help. But last night he yelled at me after I got off the phone with my daughter because I did not tell her he was over helping me, making me dinner. I told him I was really not up to arguing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I want to add that my boyfriend was also aware that last week was the 7th anniversary of my late husband's death from cancer, and I have to go take a test this week for precancerous tissue, which he will go with me to. Needless to say, I'm not emotionally strong right now. I find it disturbing. He can only think of himself, but then he is so loving and caring. Do I run from him or just grin and bear it since no one is perfect and somehow deal with my daughter? Well, it's like this. You a grown ass woman. You've worked all your life. You saved all your money. I'm assuming you got your own house that you paid for, or nobody else paid for that shit. Or maybe your husband, but he's dead, so he don't count. So what I'm gonna tell you is just what I told the dude a couple of weeks ago. Put your shit in a trust. Okay? Because if you want to leave your house to your children, then it needs to be in a trust so that even if this guy moves in, even if you marry this clown, he's not going to get your house. Okay, that's going to be for your children, and then any other money that you put into it in, stocks, bonds, or whatever else you got. As far as Social Security, you would have your Social Security, he'd have his Social Security, and he have his little side job, and you have whatever you got. So the money that he's paying for rent, he wouldn't be paying anymore. So then he would have it to help you, pay bills and stuff at the house. So I see what he's talking about. Pooling the resources versus paying two different rents or whatever is a good way to do it for seniors. That I'm not doubting that. However, you would need to make sure that you guys have some kind of written agreement about who's paying what, on what day it's being paid, who's responsible, chores and whatnot. I mean, iron everything out like it's a roommate situation and make him sign it. It's going to be like a contract. And make sure he doesn't put anything into your house. He don't paint shit. He don't install nothing. He don't do nothing to your house where he can try to lay a claim on your stuff. Now, these are all the things I suggest if you're kind of leaning in the direction of having him there. If you think this is too much trouble and it's too risky for you, then tell him no. Just, I don't want you to move in with me. I want to live by myself. And then that's the end of it. So those are your two choices. If you're gonna have him move in there, handle your business. Even have the shit drawn up with an attorney, ironclad, so he understands his obligations and financial responsibilities to you. And what happens if he misses out on them? He gets tossed out on his ass. But like I said, the number one thing is, yeah, well, that's why I say she needs to get it drawn up by an attorney with the clause about what happens if he doesn't meet his financial obligations, so that he's out. And he's going to sign the agreement. So there will be no discussion about it. This is not a marriage where this is not a thing where landlord tenant. You're going to have a contract for what allows you to stay here. And the second you violate said contract, then this clause will go into effect and you have 30 days to get the fuck out. Yeah. Well, she helped him make a budget. I mean, if she's good at finances, which obviously she is, then I mean, doing something like that for your loved one, it's not going to cost you anything to help them make a budget. That's a little bit of time. That's no biggie. And it seems like it helped him. So, it helped him get his shit together. And this is the kind of thing a lot of parents need to teach their children as they're growing up how to budget. People don't even teach their kids how to balance a checkbook anymore. I guess a lot of people don't use checks. They just use the ATM card and they go to the ATM machine and then they do the check balance and they see how much is in there and then they take out some and they don't really think about, well, what, I have some auto payments. I have, some stuff to set up and they're going to cut what the payment date is and stuff. And so then their account gets overdrawn. Yeah, I want her to definitely protect herself. But, if she does things correctly, she can have him there, enjoy his company and all this other stuff, and then, have the clause where he gets tossed out on his ass if he fucks up. But I don't know. I think I personally, I wouldn't do it. That's what, but you ain't me. I don't know no dirty ass old man that's broke living with me. I just don't. Van says she want a slave too. Yeah, that's too much. It is a lot of work, but I have to look at things. My role here, I use checks. I'm like probably from the old school. I will occasionally still write a check. Um, my role here is not to get people to do everything the way that I would do it. I'm going to tell you how I would do it, but I'm also going to give you options. So if you want to do A, then I'm going to tell you how to do A in a way that protects you. If you decide to do B, I'm going to tell you how to do B in a way that protects you. Now, I might not choose A or B. I might choose C, but you want to do A or B, so I'm going to help you do A or B. I'm going to walk you through it. So that's how that's how I handle my advice stuff, you know. All right, let's move on. Question number 5. We're back to the men folk. This kid's 18 to 25. He lives in Boston. Oh my God. My girlfriend doesn't sexually satisfy me. We've been together 8 months now and everything has been great. I'm 21 and she's 19. We both love each other very much and seem to make an excellent couple. We have spoken about a future together and may move in next year, but there's one problem: sex. Now, I could have it every day, but realistically, I would like to have it at least twice a week. But I'm lucky if I get it once. But it hasn't always been like this. Every relationship is plentiful when you first get together. Then unfortunately it slows down. The sex is good. I always make sure that she gets off and everything. I mean, I do anything she wanted, but I'm more sexually experienced and adventurous. And another thing is that she hardly ever comes on to me. It doesn't bother me too much, but I wouldn't mind if she did it more often. Now she does work and go to college, and I completely understand that she doesn't feel up for it all the time, but I do most of the work anyway, and I still have needs, he says. I'm worried about moving in together because I can't see me wanting to if sex stays like this, and I don't want a side chick or anything. I love her and I want a future with her, but sex is a huge part of a healthy relationship for me. Any advice would be appreciated. Yes, kick your little ass. Okay, this is like, okay, your whole focus is on the bed. Okay, you talk about you make an excellent couple and this and that, but obviously something is missing. If you the young woman and she's attracted to you and you barely once a week, there's a problem there that you're not addressing or you blind to or something. Now it could be so many things. I hesitate. That's what I'm saying. For her, there's something wrong. And it's being communicated to see your relationship for a woman takes place out of bed and that's what makes her want to get in it. And for you, you just focusing on the in the bed stuff and not really thinking about what's outside of it. Talking about we get along and everything has been great. Obviously, something you're missing something. Now, she may be feeling resentful because she works and goes to school. She has homework. Are you helping her in any way, like with that? Do you pick her up sometimes so she doesn't have to commute by herself? I mean, what do you do to help her and help make this burden, lighten this burden on her? What do you do? Or you just let her figure it out by herself and she's doing all this stuff and then she goes to school and then she has to spend hours at night doing homework. The young girl is probably exhausted. And then here you come with your dick in your hand talking about, I'm not getting my needs met. I'm going to tell you this. You're 21. You obviously only thinking about yourself here because a man who was thinking about how he could support his woman and give her, romance her and love her and caretake for her to encourage her to be more sexual. See, none of that has come to your mind. All you worried about is your dick. So I'm going to tell you this. You're not going to move in with her. You're going to break up with her. That's what you're going to do because you're not going to be treating, there's something wrong. There's something that she's angry at you about. She's resentful. She's not feeling love, taken care of. There's something wrong here. If I talked to her, I could find out, but that's not normal behavior for a young woman in love with a guy and it's only 19 years old. That's not normal behavior. Something is wrong in your relationship that you're not seeing it. You're not understanding it, you're not clear, but obviously since you think so much about you and your dick all the time, you wouldn't see it. So I'm just like, yeah, he dusty. He's dusty, but this is the kind of situation that men find themselves in, and then the woman is slowly easing away from them emotionally because he's stupid. He just all he thinks about is himself, and it's like if you wanted, always wanted, when would she ever have time to come on to you? You probably all over all the damn time and complaining. That's a turn off. Nobody want to hear that shit. I'm just saying. Um, it's a huge part of a relationship. You're not getting your needs met. There's something wrong. I don't know what it is since this is a one-sided letter. I'm just hearing your side. But as a woman, I know that that's not normal and that there's something wrong. What's wrong? I don't know. You'd have to find that out. You need to talk to her better. All right, let's move on to question number 6. This is another male. God, how many men have we had tonight? What, like 4? And just 1 or 2 women? 1 woman? Yeah, 4 guys. Okay, this guy is 19 to 25 age group. He's from Detroit. Yeah, it's called Pay Bills and Wash Dishes. That's Viagra for women. Vacuum some shit. Clean the pissy ass toilet and that grungy bathtub that you left. Clean up after yourself, your shaving hairs every fucking where. And trim them fucking toenails and wash them armpits. You stink. Men are just gross. Just gross. All right, question number 6. Okay. A date of mine is spending the night at my house. Her and I are going to sleep together at my house. How? Okay, this is writing. I know that she has been going through some of my stuff earlier. What should I lock into my safe before she spends the night? I am thinking that it might be a good idea to put my cell phone in the safe. Also, what other considerations should I take before she spends the night? I do not trust her. Thank you for your feedback. Oh, oh my God. Young man. Young man. Uh, okay, first of all, you don't trust anybody. They should never be in your house. Never be in your house. Because it's like, all your valuables, your important papers and credit card statements and credit card bills with numbers on them and social security cards and checkbooks, bank books. I mean, you know what I mean? Paycheck stubs, stuff that people can use to create fake identities and clean out your accounts and all this kind of stuff. You don't let people that you don't trust be up in your house. That's a no no. Now you do have a safe, which I thought is kind of interesting. I should get me a safe, but take her to a hotel. Oh, I used to love that song by Ludacris. Ho, use a hoe. I said that you's a hoe. Yeah, I used to like that song. But anyway, all those things I just mentioned, if you just must have her at your house, you're gonna turn your phone off and you're gonna put it in a safe, or you could password protect it. You know how you do it? You have a little code thing so that you have to do the screen unlock. You could do that if you know you're expecting a call or something. But I would put but you really should have all these things in there anyway. Any credit card statements, any bank books, check books, all that kind of stuff, all your financial records, tax returns, W-2 forms, all of that stuff should be, insurance policies, everything should be in that safe because you don't want, um, people just getting a hold of that information because then next thing you know, they got insurance policy on your ass and they got to go to your social security and driver's license number and stuff. They got insurance policy on your ass and your ass turned up missing. Just like, I'm just really kind of in awe. I don't even really know what to say to this, really. That's why I'm stumbling. So I never heard of no shit like this. It's like every week there's something that's just new. And this is like, I don't trust her. What should I put in my safe before she spends the night? I have never heard of anything like this. It's like, it's killing me. Oh, yeah, that would be my recommendation. Or someone in the chat room says, just take her to a hotel and don't worry about it. But if she's really intent on spending the night at your house with you, in your space, which a lot of women want to, they want to be in your space, to get to know you in your space, then that's what my suggestion would be. And make sure that she don't get access to your keys because next thing you know the bitch will have a key made and you press your key into some clay or something like they show in the movies and the next thing you know she gonna be coming through your into your house talking about surprise. Ah, I don't know. If you were my son, I would slap the shit out of you right about now. That's what I would do. Say you don't trust the bitch. She was already going through your shit. What was she going through your shit for? You know she was going through her shit, and you gonna let her back in the house? See, no. I would be beating your ass right about now and telling you, are you stupid or what? I did not raise you to be an idiot. Okay, but that would be me, and that's if you were my child, which you're not. But take that as it may. But I'm telling you, I'm thinking you need to not do this. Yeah, he's funny. This shit was that was comedy. That was pretty funny. Okay, this is a guy. He says, "Hi Deb. To be completely honest, I never thought I'd be typing a letter like this. The backstory is quite long, but I'd like to spare the details for the sake of your short attention span. People know me too well. I've been dating a woman for the past 2 years, and before things got serious, she let me know that she's a mother of a 6-year-old, but that she also is still legally married to her ex, but that the divorce process was in motion. I had no issues with that, as myself, the father of 2 daughters, and was also finalizing a divorce, so I admit her baggage didn't bother me as long as my baggage didn't bother her. Here's when things get interesting. The ex finds out through his son that she's dating someone, and that's when the wheels start to fall off. She starts receiving the most vile and hate filled messages, whoa, from her ex, and I mean disgusting. I was physically sick to read what he sent. However, I was told by her that she knows how to handle him and not to worry about it, so I left things up to her. 2 years have passed, and while my divorce has become final, hers has not. The ex has continued to send messages to her. The divorce lawyer and judge have all been made aware of this. When his son spends time with him, all the ex does is talk about how horrible a mother she is and how I'm trying to replace him. Okay, this guy sounds like a kook. He sounds crazy. In the beginning of the relationship, I thought, okay, this behavior isn't sustainable and I can ride this out. But after 2 years of the same nonsense and no significant movement on the divorce proceedings, I'm starting to wonder how long I can take this drama. My previous relationship was filled with drama, admittedly by my own doing, but that was years ago. when I was a different and much less mature person. I don't want to sound selfish, but I didn't get into a relationship to be going through the same drama. I need advice because as much as I love this woman, I'm not sure love is enough to solve this problem. It's not. You better get away from that woman before your ass end up dead. Too many cases in where the ex is jealous and stalking and all this kind of stuff, and he don't want to just kill her. He want to kill the competition, which would be you, your kid, your two kids, her and his kid too, and then himself. Okay, that's the situation that you're facing. It's all over the place. It's going to be one of my topics that I'm going to be talking about. Is these murder suicides with these jealous ass ex-husbands and ex-boyfriends. That's on deck for next month. But it's like it's so prevalent these days. It is just like out of control. These men, something is wrong with these dudes. I don't know what the fuck. It's in the water. It's in the air. It's just crazy how they're acting, and like the situation of feeling this ownership and loss of control that just sends them into a frenzy when the woman wants to be somewhere else away from them. They treat her like shit when she's there, and then she finally leaves, and then they mad, and then they want to kill her. So it's become a very interesting society that we live in. But you, sir, have two little girls that you need to be around for. You need to push this woman and her troublesome situation onto the side. Let her, she says she can handle it. Let her handle it. Stay far, far away from her. Because I mean, I know you love her and all this stuff, and that's all fine and dandy and stuff, but you better love your daughters more because that's right now, you in a situation where you're risking not only your life, but theirs as well. Because if something happens to you, don't you think their life is going to be all fucked up? Their daddy got killed by the girlfriend's jealous, estranged husband. You better think about this kind of stuff. I know people think, well, she's you're just being extreme. That kind of stuff. It doesn't happen that much. Yeah, but all it needs to happen is one time with you, and then it's over. You better get rid of this chick. You better get rid of this chick. Yeah, well, but she got his kids. See, this is the problem. And then she was married, so it's not even a baby daddy situation. She was married to the clown. And so, you think you get married, you think you're going to have this little happy family and all this shit, and then the husband turns into an ogre, and so then you got to get away from him. And then, unfortunately, you have this kid. You have a kid by him. Of course, you're the mama. This kid is little. You want to, the boys, what did she say? He says the kid is like 6 or something. And she wants to have her little boy with her. He wants to be with his mommy. But your daddy is crazy. Okay? And even giving him custody might not stop him. Because he's still going to be mad that, he's talking shit to the little boy about his mother's trash and all this kind of stuff. He's going to still be angry. He's going to still be wanting to do something to you because he's mad. Unstable, crazy fuck? Mm-mm. No. Yes, it does happen a lot. I was reading. I mean, it happens when you really go and search for it. I mean, sometimes they show up on your news feed, on Facebook or news feed, the landing pages, MSN or Yahoo or whatever. You'll see cases occasionally. But I'm talking about go and search for them. And there's thousands of them. These men are fucking crazy. They are fucking crazy. And you are in a situation you said you don't want no more drama, then you better step away from this bitch and tell her, look, you got too much shit going on in your life, girlfriend. Me and you gonna call it quits. Get your shit, get the fuck out. I need to protect my daughters, and your ex sound like a fool. I don't want you nowhere around my kids, and I don't want you nowhere around me. I'm not trying to catch a bullet for you because that jealous fuck is, feeling threatened. Nope. Nope. Oh, you were, Van? Maybe you could send them to me for my show. It helped me. I was right. Somebody wrote to me and said they would help me do some research. Ooh, I'm gonna write her and see if she can do this. Yeah. Yeah, see? The ID channel. Snapped husband. New show. Mm-mm. Now I'm really, this is really making, I'm like, I got like chills down my back. This is a dangerous, dangerous situation. Somebody spouting off that much, he's working himself up into a state. People say you got to watch the shy, quiet ones. It's the ones that talk a lot. They get themselves hyped up. And the fact that he keeps talking about it, that means he's thinking about it. People don't say stuff they're not thinking about. What's on his mind is hurting somebody. He's calling his ex all kind of names just because she's dating somebody. See, no. This man is a crackpot. All right, question number 8. Yeah, some men do, but that's what I'm saying. Do think about yourself. Think about them two little girls. Because if your head gets blown off right in front of them or some shit, see a dude drives does a drive by, he want to shoot her, and then he shoots you too, and the kids in the back seat, and they have to see that shit. You better do something quick about this to protect your daughters. You can be crazy as you want to be, but you make sure them little girls are safe. Crazy kook. Question number 8. Hi, Deb. This is okay. We got another first time. This is my first time writing anybody for advice. I hope I do this right. Oh, I'm a white guy in my early 30s and have been dating a woman for 5 months. She is in her late 20s from an Asian country and has only been in the U.S. for a few years and has very traditional values compared to most Western women, which I mostly like. Oh, God. He sounds like one of them incel dudes. You can help? Okay. Oh, Van. Because I do need people giving me some great ideas, but I just not gonna have time. Not with doing a video a day to do the videos and do the graphics and do the research. So I'm gonna take you up on that. Okay, I'll reach out after the show or tomorrow. So then he continues. He says she's smart, she's fun, etc. We usually have a good time when we are together. We share many common values and are both up for doing new things together. We both want kids, etc. That said, I think as I look into the future, I have a few concerns. You show better. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, she will be moving 2 hours away for school soon. I think that will be rough for both of us, as she will be busy with her studies and may not come back even every weekend. And I have a dog, so it's not easy for me to travel often. Number two, sometimes we both cannot let a small thing go when we think we are right, so we spend time bickering about it, and it gets irritating for both of us. Number three, she has family back in her country and sends them money through Western Union. Not sure how much or how frequently. If we did have a family in the future, I don't think I would be okay with sending much, if any, of our money back to them, since we would have our own family to provide for, and she would have a good amount of school loans to pay off. I have asked her if she will always send the money. She says, I don't know, but my guess is she probably will want to. I am very good with managing money, and that would really bother me. Number four, I've conveyed to her that I am not a fan of getting officially married with the marriage license and all that. I do want a life partner to have kids and grow old with, just I don't want the piece of paper. She may merely want that, although she has not made it clear that she has to have it, but as mentioned, she wants to get married. That means she wants to have it, fool. Am I making mountains out of molehills, or are these legitimate concerns? I'm all for working to solve problems that can be solved, but I also don't want to waste either one of our time. Please let me know if there are other any details that would help. Well, I guess that would have been our opportunity to email him back, but that so didn't happen. So let me go back to these points he made. Number one, she's gonna be moving away to school. Okay, let her go and do not contact her again. Long distance relationships do not ever work. Never work. Number two, she cannot let a small thing go. Why would you have a long distance relationship with somebody who wants to bicker about bullshit all the time? See, this is when you guys get into situations like that. That's not about the issue. That's about who's going to be right and who's going to have control. That's what that is. And a lot of people, they have that thing where, they think Asian women are all submissive and all that shit. Don't believe the hype. They will rip your ass open, and very domineering and controlling, as you see. She's not going to give up. She's going to bicker to the end. And this bullshit about sending, okay, this sending money to her family. I just happened to I don't know, I was laying in my bed over the weekend, and you know how videos pop up on the side on the YouTube thing. I saw this video because I like to watch Korean dramas, and so they have recommendation videos on YouTube. So I was looking at a couple of those, and then this video came up about this white guy who lives in China. He's married, been married to this woman, been there forever, right? And he was talking about the traditional Chinese beliefs, how they are so involved with their families, and how family means everything. They will choose their parents over their spouse. And the money that they give to their parents, that the parents, he was saying, the parents have the kids, it's like an insurance policy, so they'll have somebody to take care of them when they get older. That's why they put so much into their children to get them educated and all that, because the more money the kids make, the more comfortable the parents will be when they stop working and retire, because their kids will be taking care of them, and they'll be able to retire at a higher income level. So the kids are seen as like an insurance policy for their retirement. And you will send them money. And everyone that I know that's over, they gradually bring all their relatives over, and on green cards and shit. And then the next thing you know, you're sponsoring all these people, which means you have to feed them and clothe them and put a roof over their head. And so, and that's just it. And you can't say that you're not going to do it, because those are her, that's her parents. Those are her sisters. That's her brother-in-law, her nephew, all this kind of stuff. And you making good money, you got some money saved up and shit. That's why they only want the white dudes that got something, just so for that reason right there. So I'm just telling you, you don't want to get married, that's fine. But you should, my thing is, if you're gonna have children, you really should be married when you have them. But that's my old-fashioned belief about the legal protections available to your children, unless you're gonna go see an attorney and set everything up so that your kids have every legal protection that they would if you were married. Yeah, I mean, it can be done, but you got to spend money to get it all the documents drawn up. Um, So you're not making mountains out of molehill. I wish more people would think clearly about the relationships that they get into. You did a really good job of analyzing the pros and cons and possible sources of conflict. You guys have some very different values, and their lifestyle issues that are going to come into play. Long distance relationship. Years of her being away. I mean, there's just a lot to put on somebody that's only been dating for, how long did you say? 5 months. That's no. When she gets on that plane or drives away, that let that be the end of it. You can talk to her on social media or something like that. But I suggest that you date somebody who's from your same culture and who understands, has the same value system that you do about family and money and things like that. And then your life will be very smooth and pleasant, and you won't have that drama. Yeah, they are. I have a whole bunch of Asian friends, and they ain't no joke. They run shit in their house. There's men talking with like, oh, they're so submissive. That's some bull. They play that little shy game until they get you in their head, whip around like the exorcist, and they become like, what? Yeah, he don't get it. It's really sad how many of these guys don't get it until they get got. Then they get it, because they support 97 people packed in a four-bedroom house that all came over from wherever, and they wanted, hey, shit he could do about it. All right, question number 9. This is from a woman, 35 to 45 age group, from Chicago, the shit Chi-town. She says, my boyfriend's family has some very odd habits, and I don't enjoy visiting them because of it, and I don't know how to tell my boyfriend or what to do. They live about a 6-hour drive away from us, so going there usually means a several days trip. So that's about the distance from here to Los Angeles. His mom comes into our room in the morning and brings tea, and sometimes sits on the bed and chats with us. She knocks first, but I can't exactly say don't come in. She's nice, but it's just weird, and he's never relaxed when he's there because he's stressed trying to please her and me at the same time. The family also has an odd routine that involves around eating the same food at the same times and sitting in tiny living room together watching TV on a tiny screen. I never watched TV and grew up in a cosmopolitan way with a variety of food, and I'm far more used to philosophical discussions about literature or current events than television. I'm used to doing exercise and moving around. They mostly sit. My boyfriend says he doesn't like their habits either, but just gives in to spend time with them, and because it would upset his mom and his sister if we were there and didn't spend time. I told him how I feel about it and said in the future I can do a maximum of TV a day and creepy morning with mom. I said it nicely. He understood about the TV but got defensive about his mom's morning thing. He said that he feels very torn to spend time with me and with them. He promised me that our next visit we do more of our own stuff, but I'm afraid that he'll just cave into his mom's, and his sisters wants to spend more time with them even though they never visit with him themselves. Advice: yes, stay your ass at home. Why you need to go with your boyfriend everywhere he goes? That's his family. Let him go visit his family. You stay your ass at home so he can be comfortable and relaxed. He don't have to be trying to please two different people. Stay your exercising, no TV watching, philosophical discussion having ass at home. Do something with yourself that weekend. He can tell him, oh, she went for the girls' weekend with her friends or something. And then make sure that's what you do. And then, do something that you like and let him go do something he likes with his people. You ain't married. You don't need to be going everywhere. Shit, even when I was married, I was like, bye, go to your mama's house. I'm not going. I don't feel like looking at her. And had no problem saying that he thought it was cold, but I was happy staying where I was, and he was happy going over there dealing with his crazy mama. So there you go. That's was that's how you got to do things sometimes. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. But see, now that they know that she does that though, so they wouldn't be doing the morning nasty. They would have to do that at night before she came in, and then make sure they put clothes on, so when she come busting in the room, they not laying there butt naked. Oh my God. But really, I mean, how they're there for several days. They could hold off on boning for a couple of days while they're there. That shouldn't be a big deal. But my thing is, yeah, you need to stay at home. And if you're not gonna stay at home, then be fucking gracious. Okay, you're in those people's house. They have different habits than you. It's just not appropriate for you to sit there bitching and moaning and complaining to your boyfriend. Well, I'm not used to this. I'm not. Who gives a shit? Get used to it. You want to be with this man, that's his family. You either accept them and you want to be a part of that clan, you want to be with him, that's his people. And you're going to have to accept that that's his people and that's how they are. You roll in there with your entitled little attitude talking about, well, I'm not used to it. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna put up with it. Man, you lucky I would cuss your ass out. You have a nice boyfriend. You have a very nice boyfriend. Cause yeah, the mother's kind of weird, but a lot of families do stuff like that. They don't have those same. I mean, they like you might be in there taking a bath or something. They just walk in. I mean, brushing their teeth or whatever, and talking to you and stuff, and then they go out. They have one bathroom in the house, and that's just how people do stuff. I don't know. I'm not, we never did that kind of stuff, especially me because I was the only girl. My brothers knew they better not be busting in the bathroom. My mother would knock them through a wall, and then my daddy would pull them out and knock them through a different one. That was not done in my household. You don't go in Deb's room. You knock and you wait for her to say it's okay to come in. You don't bust in my room. You don't bust in my mama's room. We had rules. We had boundaries about that kind of stuff. But she's not moving out. She's visiting his relatives. She doesn't live there. They're visiting his people. And she just, it's a couple of fucking days, and she can't even put her attitude around, to the side to just let her man enjoy his people without bitching and complaining. Yeah, they could stay in a hotel, but I don't know where he lives. I mean, sometimes, people live in these kind of somewhat rural areas, or suburban areas where there's really not a lot of hotels around. So you stay at the house. I mean, especially if he's got his room there. I mean, why would you go and pay for a hotel? It's only a 2 or 3 days. I mean, anybody could do that. Well, he could put a lock on the door. That is a good idea, but evidently he's used to this. To him, it's no big deal. To her, it's a big deal. But what I'm saying to her, since that's how the mama is, prepare for it. Get up before she does. Go out to the kitchen where some mama is before she gets in there and wakes you up with the tea. Sit down and have the tea with her. I mean, there's all kind of ways you could get around this without, and so she don't bust in the room. You go out there where she is. She had to make the tea first, right? So she got 10 minutes. You had time. You could have heard the thing and got your ass up and went out there where she was. That's what I'm saying. So she just bitching and moaning about it, and either just deal with it or stay your ass at home. Those are my suggestions. And that's what, if I was him, I would cuss your ass out and tell you about yourself and tell you not to be saying shit about my mama and her house. She do what the fuck she want to do in her house. You don't like the fucking shit, then get the fuck out of my life. That would be me, but luckily everybody's not like me. All right, we're on question number 10. How many did we have again? Oh, 12. Okay. This is a woman, 19 to 26 age group from Rockport. Where's that? So a few days ago, I went on a Tinder date with this guy. What is this Tinder thing? I did really like it. We got along well. Towards the end of the date, we kissed, which I normally never do, but it kind of just happened. He got very touchy after that, not in an inappropriate way, but he just kept touching my hand, pulling my hair behind my ear, etc. It made me feel kind of uncomfortable because it still only was our first date. After a few minutes, the date was over. No, after a few minutes, the date was over. I think she means a few minutes after the date was over. He messaged me telling me he really enjoyed himself, which I found cute. But then he proceeded to tell me I was very beautiful and that he isn't planning on going on any other dates. And it was the best date he had in a long time. And it just really makes me uncomfortable. I don't fall in love easily and I like to take things slow. I also tend to push people away, which I fear I'll do to him if he keeps being so intense. I really liked him, but I don't know what to do or say about him being so intense and going so fast. What you do is you say, I really enjoyed our date too, but I want to talk to you about something. You seem to be moving at a little bit faster pace than I'm comfortable with. And I would like you to not touch me like that, like you did. It really made me uncomfortable. That was our first date. I don't even know you yet. And I don't really feel comfortable with a strange man touching all over me. Okay, which is something you should have told him on the date. As far as him coming back saying that you're really beautiful, that's fine. I mean, that's a nice little compliment. And then saying he's not going to date anybody else. No, see, that's when it gets into the eyebrow raising thing. Okay, you've been on one date with this woman and you already trying to like be committed to her. Okay, so what does this mean? And what does this mean? This means that he's doing he put the mash on you. So see, by coming off like, she's so beautiful, he's like feeling you out. Are you gonna be impressed by these flattering comments he makes? Because a lot of women, that's what they want to hear. Oh, he's gonna be my boyfriend, and he thinks I'm beautiful, and he was touching me, so that means he likes me. See the trifecta there. That's the setup. The pickup artist called what he was doing. What do they call it? Escalating. It's called escalating in their terminology. Where you go in and you touch the hand and then you touch the back and then you touch the hair. You get her used to touching you so that it's supposed to form some kind of psychological bond or some shit. I don't know. I read all that stuff because I thought it was just some fantabulous bullshit. But that's what it sounds like was doing to you. And so what you need to do is just tell him what I said, that I am really not comfortable with that. I enjoyed our date too, and I think that there may be, something there for us to build on, but I don't want you to, I don't want to feel pressured, and I don't want you to feel like you're rushing me towards something that I'm not really sure I want to commit to. And I want you to continue to date other people. I am. That's all you have to tell him. He'll get the picture. But these dudes, you can't go past the necessary phase of getting to know somebody. That's just going to take time. So him saying, he's making it sound like you two are oh so perfect and he's found like the one and all this stuff after one date. See, that's bullshit. That's game. And so, I want to. I mean, luckily you felt the weirdness, you felt the oddness. You just couldn't quite put your finger on it, and you didn't know how to handle it. But that's what that is. He's putting a bum rush on you, and you understand what it is, and it's like her rush to commitment kind of thing, so that he can rush to the bedroom because you're gonna be quote his girlfriend now. So you slow his ass down, and if he don't want to slow down the way that you want to, then you just get rid of him. Just tell him it's not gonna work out. Yeah, well, he might be, but that's what I'm saying. Those tricks do work on women, Van. That's just not really, they don't work on a woman with any self-esteem. They only work on very insecure women who don't have good boundaries. And that's, I keep working with the listeners here about their boundaries and trying to get them to understand where they should be setting them and how firm and when to reinforce them and this kind of stuff. It amazes me how many women don't have boundaries. I probably have too many. I'm like, you ain't doing shit that I don't want you to do. Don't even breathe too hard in my direction. But oh yeah, that song that was Stephanie something. I know that song you're talking about. You putting a rush. Yeah, I can't remember her last name. Stephanie something. All right, let's move on. That's she's good. She felt it. She knew what was going on, but she just has to get her find her words and tell him to back up and slow down and don't fall for his mask. You're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. I'm not going to date anybody else. So you think you have a commitment. You think you got a boyfriend and all this stuff. He just wants some ass. Question 11. We're rolling through. This is What the Fuck Tuesday. We're rolling through. And, we're getting to the end here of our weekly advice question and answer session. That's what we do here every Tuesday. This is a young woman, 26 to 35, from Ottawa. I need help with my interracial relationship. I am French Canadian and have been with my boyfriend who is from Kenya. Oh, no. One of them accent having motherfuckers. I can't do it. For a little over a year, and I can honestly say really that I really have nothing to show for it. Only thing I can say is I have a lower account balance. I gave the when in need because I am such a caring person. Okay, so she's French Canadian. That's why this is kind of choppy. Bear with me. Yeah, Stephanie Mills, that's her. I do what I can for him to help him spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, etc. However, he barely gives me attention when I'm around. It's like when I'm around him, I have to chase him. I feel even I talk to him about it, he just makes it seem like everything is my fault. He just turns it back on me and makes me regret I even opened my mouth. He barely calls me or just say something to check in. It's like it's a chore. I wish I was just more appreciated from him. He just takes and takes. He says he's going to pay me back only when it's time for him to give me some money. When that time comes for him to pay me back, like he said, he just has an excuse why he can't. I found out he was lying to me on the money he needs from me. He says one thing at first and then it's the next is something different. I wish he was just honest with me. I don't even ask for much. I just want to feel wanted and appreciated. I spoke to him about this, and his response was, I try if that's how you feel. And he is just so nonchalant about it, just like he doesn't care. I feel all my time has been wasted, and I tried so hard to make him happy. Your time has been wasted. You're with a dusty. Okay? He's just dusty, and there's nothing you can do about that except get away from the dust. You need to drop him. Okay, don't give him another dime. Doing that, if you stop the money, honey, trust me, he'll go away because he'll find somebody who's gonna be like your replacement. He won't miss you. He will replace you. You're nothing to this man but a wallet. Okay, a convenience. As if you sleeping with him, I guess he gets some free pussy too. But other than that, you need to understand what time it is. This guy is just a user, a gamer, a pimp, running game. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's nice that you're a generous person that wants to support people and help them if they need it and all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's a bad way to be, but it is a bad way to be when you have someone who is using it and taking advantage of it and who is not really in dire straits. They're just setting you up to give to them. I mean, we all have friends. We've all been in situations where we had our back up against the wall, and we're happy to have someone like you in their life that helped them over that hump. Don't you know? So I'm saying it's not a bad thing to have that kind of attitude about people that you love and care about. But when you see that the person blatantly and clearly does not have that kind of reciprocal attitude about you, that you're giving in a vacuum, that you're taking care of someone who has just don't give no fucks about taking care of you, and he's shown you this over and over and over and over, you have got to stop. Okay, you got to stop doing this. You can't buy love. You can't buy his devotion or his attention. You can't do it. So just dry up, close your wallet, close your legs, and move on from this. Okay? This guy is he gonna take until you don't have nothing left. So you already got a lower account balance. Don't wait till it's zero. Okay, get rid of him now. Yeah, that was a level. This is like a tornado dust storm. I tried so hard to make him happy. Oh, that's so sad. She must really like dude. I just, that accent dusty. I can't do it. Motherland dusty. Lady Boss is so crazy. Yes, honey, I can't do it. Soon as they say, something like hello, I'm like, what? What? Oh, hello, hello. What's your name? I'm like, oh, fuck you. Get out of here. I don't want to be talking to you. Get away from me with your accent having ass. I'm not trying to be dealing with nobody from the continent. I'm just not. Mm-mm. No dudes. No. Nah, can't do it. Yeah. They just, just taking and taking and taking. I'm just, I can't do it. I just can't deal with these men. All right, and this is our last question of the day. This is a home girl, right? Well, I don't know. It's about 50 miles from here, 60 miles. She's 19 to 26. She's from San Rafael. That's over in Marin County. I've been with my boyfriend for over 6 months now. I have introduced him to my family, etc., yet he has still not introduced me to his friends nor his family. I know he has a lot of pressure on him to help his mom and sister, but I can't help but feel that I'm not a priority in his life. We are both adults and over 30 years old. No childish stuff here. What or how should I feel about this? You only been with him for 6 months. I mean, where is this family? I mean, do they live around here? I mean, does he have a close relationship with them? Has he even talked to him? Has he visited with them? And maybe he don't have no friends. I dated a guy, he really did not have any friends. That was kind of a red flag because then I, kind of saw how he was. It was weird. It's like, that's why you don't have no friends and you about to not have no dates because I'm out. Yeah. Mm-mm. I'm thinking you in the 19 to 26 age group, you want to feel like, you want parameters around this. You want to know where you stand. You want to have, like, you be entrenched in his life. You want to feel secure in your position as the girlfriend. So you want to have all these side relationships with these other people in his life. And you need to understand that you're rushing things. I mean, maybe he has a really critical family. Maybe he's protecting you from them. You don't know. But what you can do instead of jumping to conclusions is just ask him. Wait another month or so, and then say, when do you think I might meet some of your relatives or your friends or something? When do you think, because he might be trying to wait until a certain length of time to make sure that you're really going to be around before he starts dragging you around to meet his family. You know, a lot of women, especially when they meet the man's parents or family, they think that it means something. They think that it's like a milestone. They think that, now this is serious. He's introduced me to his parents. This we're going to go forward with this relationship. It's going to be a long-term thing. We're going to get married. I mean, guys know how women think. And so they're not going to rush to introduce you to nobody knowing that that's how you think until he's sure that he wants to be in, you to be in his life like that. So you need to, instead of worrying about that, you need to be worrying about the relationship and making sure that it's, meeting his needs and that you are both happy and the communication is good and all that stuff that makes somebody want to take you home to introduce you to their family. Because, she might be the side chick. I don't know, because she does. You heard the information? It's not a lot. You know, it's not a lot of information. So I don't know how often they see each other, and she just there's nothing. There's not enough information there. But it doesn't even matter because whether she's the side or not. To me, 6 months is not that long to be putting pressure on somebody to meet their family and friends like that. A year, yes. 6 months, no. I wouldn't be worried about that yet. So everybody seems to think that there's another woman involved. Do you guys? I don't introduce people, and I mean, I might only be dating him. I'm still don't introduce him to my friends and family. I don't do that. So if he's like me, there's no side anybody. There's nobody else. But I'm not gonna bring you around my relatives unless I know that you just gonna be right. You know what I mean? Because my family is rough. You think I'm savage, so they will rib a motherfucker and grill him, and I have to make sure that A, he can handle it, and B, that I like him enough to want to even be in that environment with him. Because my folks is crazy. So, I mean, I understand what you guys are saying about the other one, but I'm saying from my perspective, that's not it. My perspective is that at 30, we all know our families and we all know what women at that, age expect and what they associate, meeting the relatives with. So if a guy's not ready to make that kind of statement of commitment to you because he doesn't feel he knows you well enough yet, there's something maybe bothering him that he has to communicate. There's gonna be a bunch of reasons. I know that's how I am. I'm not gonna drag you around my friends and family. I'm gonna see them by myself, and I'm gonna see you by yourself. If you want to introduce me to some of yours, that's fine. But you ain't gonna meet mine until I feel like what we got is something sensible. You ain't meet my daughter, you ain't meet nobody. It's just gonna be me and you, and that's just how I am. So if he's like me, then there's no nefarious reasons behind it. There's no other person. It's just he's not ready because of yeah, he could have a funky family that's stupid, or he could a bunch of jailbirds or druggies or something that he's embarrassed about, or he knows if he brings them, they're gonna be like, "Well, when are y'all getting married?" And he's gonna have to deal with a bunch of drama, or he thinks that's where you're gonna go, and he's gonna have to break your heart and tell you he's not thinking like that. So there's a lot of stuff to think about when you start bringing somebody home to meet your family, and you only been dating them for 6 fucking months. Nah. Well, I don't know. He's 19 to 26. I wouldn't. But I can't say that. I mean, I understand you guys feel that way, but I can't say that in good conscience because I know how I am, and I've been that way since I was young. I did not bring people to my house to meet my relatives, especially my crazy ass daddy. Are you kidding me? And my brothers? Hell no. No, we didn't do that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I guess she'll figure it out. She'll find out soon enough which one it is, if it's any of those. He might be getting ready to dump her. A lot of times by 6 month mark, that's when you know that you've had enough. And it's like, oh, well, it was magic and now it's not. And so this is over. So that was it. That was it for our What the Fuck Tuesday. Right on time. Try to get in and out in about 90 minutes. Um, I think that this was pretty interesting, and we noticed you guys have noticed we're getting more and more letters from men lately, and I thought they was mad because every time they came over here, they was mad, they was complaining, bitching and moaning about you girls, you women, and but then sending in advice letters. I'm like, it's kind of interesting, huh? Yeah, I don't even bring him out for you. Ain't coming to my house. I don't know you like that. I don't want you up in my house. People have weird habits. They want to steal shit, break shit because they're jealous. I mean, all kind of stuff. You know, people get weird sometimes, and you just, you know, our home is like sacred to me. So, hey, you ain't coming to my house. That's just how it is. That's you just not. Okay. But we will be back Thursday with whatever topic. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I'll figure it out. We'll talk about something, and then I'll try to get in here again on the weekend. I have to start making the videos for the Debuary. You'll start seeing the promos coming up. Actually, I did make a little video. I forgot. I made a little video about Debuary, but I'm gonna start doing some banners and stuff starting this week to promote it out, in the internet and on Instagram and different places. So you guys will feel free to share and promote the February event as well. But that's about it. So I want to thank everybody for coming again, once again, and sharing your evening with me. My name is Deborah Cooper. It was What the Fuck Tuesday here on the Debsterism Channel, streaming simultaneously on both YouTube and Twitch. So catch it from either position. I will see you guys, you lovely, wonderful people, again on Thursday. Be here 6 o'clock sharp. See you then. Bye bye.